This is a Briggs, I think it's 22 volts, and it's got a leaky valve cover. This is going to be fun because there's guards right in the way. Let me see here. I think I can get these two, and I will need a longer extension. 4 bolts, 3/8. And there's no gaskets, it's just siliconed on. And what happens is the silicone basically wears out. So this one's going to be fun to get. I can move the camera to do that one. You kind of see it. It's this bolt right here that I've got to get to. Oh, that one's loose as it can be. Another video on how to seal one on single cylinder, but I haven't done one on how to seal it on 20 cylinder. There's one bolt. Dang it. That one fell down on the mat. I'll get these other 2 bolts. And I do have a pad down here on the ground to catch the oil that's going to come pouring out of this. I'm going to take a screwdriver with a tip on it that you really don't care about. I'm going to use this old Stanley here. And what we're going to do is get into one of these corners. Take the other screwdriver. It's alright if we bend it. Here comes the really, really black oil. There we go. Before we start wire wheeling this and cleaning it up, this is adhesive sealant. It is not meant for use on oil or gasketing applications. It says it on the back here. Let you read that right here. Yeah, right up there. Not recommended for gasketing applications, so we're not going to use that. This is what we're going to use that actually says black RTV silicone instant gasket. So we're going to get this open and ready, and I'm going to go get some brake cleaner, another pad, and cut this with. Now what we're going to do is get this ready for wire wheeling, clean out all that nasty oil. I did change the oil in this beforehand. We're going to clean all of this old gasket off with a wire wheel. Slow that down. And now, be very careful when doing this. You don't have to get it perfect. That's why I said be careful. Alright, and that is good. Make sure that valve cover's clean of all old silicone. Pick off what we can, and we'll kind of spray off the whole cover. We'll take our paper towel and dry it off, and we're going to put the bead of silicone on here. Normally I would say scrape this, but there's not that much silicone on here, and you really don't have to worry about scraping it, but you do want to get all the oil off. Just very gently spray it off like so. Get all that oil out of there. Seal up the cover. Remember, all it takes is a thin bead. Doesn't matter if the bead is straight. Put a little extra at the bottom because that's where they tend to leak. That is good. And we're going to carefully put this on. And as you see here, what happened is the bottom of the tube blew out, which it tends to happen. You may have heard it in the video earlier. Try not to get any on the valves. If you do, it's not the end of the world. Press that there. And you don't need to use thread lock because a little bit of that RTV get on these threads. What I like to do is get the two corner bolts on. Ratchet. Let me get this top one here. I don't know what the torque spec is on the V-twin motors. I think they're all 100 inch-pounds. You see it starting to squish it out. I just basically get it until it's hand tight. I'll put this oily bolt back up here. You can use thread lock if you want. I am not in this application. Because like I said, the RTV kind of holds these bolts in too. See how it straightens that ear out? So it's all good. I'm going to get this wobble on here. Look, I don't have gloves on. That's because they were full of silicone. Now I'm trying to get this on here. I highly recommend wobble sockets for this reason. Now, another question is, do you have to let the sealer sit up? Well, ideally, yes. I never have and never had them leak. Read the instructions. Zoom out some. It says here, it says finger tighten both until it squeezes out. It says allow to dry 1 hour, then retighten. I don't do that. It says it fully cures in 24 hours. But yeah, I don't do that. I mean, I'll crank it up and move it into the shop. And by the time I'm done with it, it'll be set up. But that is how you reseal the valve cover on one of these twin cylinder Briggs. This is on a Husqvarna 2246 zero turn, so it is a 22 horse. This goes for all Briggs twin cylinder engines. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the description, and there'll be more videos as time allows. Thank you.